Let's see if we get some people on tonight. Oh boy, got one person now. Oh, two. Trying to reset the regulator on the on Godzilla, so I'm gonna air it up here. So you guys are gonna hear the compressor running, but actually letting the water cool down a little bit. So now we're gonna go ahead and air up Godzilla tonight. Then I'm gonna reset the regulator. Oh, Mike's in here. Hello, Mike. Sorry, I just been extremely busy. I don't know if you're looking for some main videos, but you know, we just came back from up from up north, and you know, we came home yesterday, and I'm kind of getting caught up on some videos, but I'm airing up Godzilla, and I got something else for you guys to talk about, and you know, so I'm gonna go ahead and start up the compressor here, and I might freeze for a minute here, but you know, I'm not gonna talk in that frame, but ran into a problem with the compressor tonight. Was the ice packs I had in the compressor basically wasn't cooling down the water, and Godzilla in the 25 takes a lot more air than the 22, and I've been kind of messing around with the 22s lately, and now when I go air up the 25, we're using too much air, or too much the water's not cooling down enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and start up the compressor, guys. I do apologize that you guys are gonna hear that noise. So if you're in bed, your wife, kids, wherever you're at, maybe just turn down the volume. You know, I don't know how loud it's gonna be on the live stream, but I want to air this up. I'm gonna reset the regulator. I already resetted it. So now I just gotta air it up, and then we're gonna go ahead and tweak with the regulator. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up here in about right now. So you guys are gonna hear it fire up, so. Okay, so we are fully filled up. I'm kind of giving a second tune here on Godzilla, and kind of working on it today, trying to figure out another tune for it. And I dropped my regulator down to 0, and we are about 4,000 on the pressure. Yeah, sorry, Tim. Like I said, guys, I do apologize for that. I'm just kind of resetting the regulator out here on this gun and um, starting to figure out another tune here tonight. So we reset the regulator. So now we're going to go ahead and it's cold here, so it's so anyways, guys, happy Halloween. I forgot today was even Halloween. A little bit more. Forget, guys, how much this 25 Avenger go to adjust it on the regulator, how much it takes. Okay. Alright, so we are back at, and I'm going to go ahead and dry fire it because I'm not going to shoot a pellet. Forget, we'll just go ahead and shoot a pellet. Make sure there's nothing out there. Alright, there we go. So we are actually set back, and I ended up messing around with this 25 or Godzilla today. And I'm going to go ahead and read off the comments here in 1 second, guys, but we have something to show you, and I'm not going to show you just yet, but the old 22 actually has something new. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and read some comments here. I say go Braves. I got Atlanta in this one. Now we're talking about baseball, so I got Atlanta in this one. Let's see. Well, there you are. Because no, I wasn't, because we were just coming back from up north. Tim, we just came back last night, and so yeah, I wasn't on that one. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. I didn't really want to air up Godzilla in that, but I was like, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and mess with it and figure it out, blah, blah. I was playing around with my PP700 SA PCP today. I used my hill 2 times. There you go. Jimmy is STK. I'll shoot to kill outdoors. Don't apologize. Let's push UPS. Oh man, you guys are coming all over the place. Yeah, so I actually have something special for you guys. I'm gonna pull up here in 1 second. So I'm gonna let you guys try to guess here, and we're gonna play a little game tonight, and we're gonna see what you guys think it might be. We're gonna go ahead and pull it up here in 1 second. I'm gonna put it out here, and we'll go ahead and let you guys try to figure out what it is. But this is, I got some info to tell you guys here. I'm gonna step out just for 1 minute, guys. Dang, it is cold out tonight, guys. Alright, so you guys can go ahead and start guessing what it might be. Dang, it is cold. Welcome to winter. My God. It's so cold out there, it feels like it could freeze a polar bear. I know Jimmy, or STKO, he got kicked off the other night for showing off a gun. So I don't know. I was about ready to email you, Tim, and say exactly what it was, because I knew for a fact what it was, because he talked to me that day when he received it, so I knew what it was, and I commented on it, but he deleted my comment because he knew that I knew what it was. So I ended up not even entering into it because I already knew what it was. Dang, that water is cooling down quick now. Yeah, like I said, guys, I am so behind on videos, it's not even funny. But this is one video that I got coming next, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys right now, I guess. So for the 22, you guys might see something different here, but I'm gonna be kind of discreet about this tonight because YouTube kind of banned STKO last night, but you guys can go ahead and see something different on that gun. It's currently 52 in Atlanta. Not here. Anybody know what the baseball game score is now? I don't feel like no 65 down near me. Is Atlanta gonna win the World Series tonight? Do I have to go get on 4-1 Atlanta? There we go. What inning? Are we all Braves fans in here tonight? Oh, only second inning? Oh, man. Dang. I call Braves. Do the chop. I call that. Atlanta's my other favorite team. San Diego was one of mine. But I like the Braves better. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't really watch baseball that much, but I mean, one of my favorite teams is in the World Series, so, you know, I don't know. I kind of like Braves. You're only 3 miles from the stadium? Dang. Yep, that's how it is down here too. It's gonna be cold. My butt's gonna melt like a freaking snowman in July. I don't know. You guys want to meet a little Jerry? I got something for you guys. No. Little Jerry is, let me go get him, and he's still drying out a little bit, but I ended up going out tonight on a little squirrel hunt. And let me go ahead and show you guys. He's still kind of drying, and I don't even know why I even messed with this thing. Like, maybe I should just cut him up for bait or tonight or something. I don't know. Look at this thing. Looks like a freaking rat. Here's Jerry. There's Jerry. Looks like a rat. It's a fox squirrel. We had so much rain here recently while I was gone that he don't even look like a squirrel. He looks like a little rat. So I'm gonna have to clean him probably tonight. But I headshotted him 50 yards. And yeah. His tail's not even good. Yeah, his tail's not even good. You guys see a difference on that scope, or on that gun, I should say, not really scope. Here, I'll show you guys. There you go. What am I looking for? I don't even know. What looks different on that gun? Nope, not that. Son of a gun, it's a Sunday and it's a Halloween. My God. Tomorrow's November 1st already? Jeez. Our gun season opens up in 2 weeks. Sling? Nope. That's always been on that thing. You guys are gonna be like, oh my God. No, the sling's been on it ever since I got the thing. I'll let you guys figure it out. We might have a giveaway item coming up. Whoever can guess it, might have a giveaway. Well, you can go right out that door, Tim, and you'll find 50 billion pellets and slugs and whatever else is out there laying that's in the grass. You might even be lucky enough to even find, I don't know, maybe some 177 pellets. I don't know. Come on, you guys haven't guessed it yet. My God. Just joking, you guys are. Jimmy knows what it is. I talked to him today. He already knows what it is. I got $1 in my pocket. Be nicer on TV. You're having spot. Uh-oh, 4-2 Braves. Uh-oh. Tim, you should have drove down here to. I would have packed up. I would have packed up all this stuff right here. I would have packed up this. First off, I would have packed you up Barracuda 31 grain that's empty. 22, 20 grain Nelson's to 38 grain. And then you get a buttload of empty pellet tins. I'm just joking. Oh gosh, you guys are too much. Oh boy, we got 5 people now. I better be nice. I better be nice. Alright, for all of you that know this, well, a lot of you probably don't, but for some of you like Tim that are watching, MS ended up sending up that Element Helix scope to me, and I kind of ran into the problems with it, and where it was holding 0 and then it didn't, and then it would hold 0, and it was just all over the place with the Element. Finally got it figured out and got all happy about it, and came down to the part where it lost 0 again. And I was like, man, okay, something's either wrong with the scope, or 2, might be the mounts I'm running. Well, Element Optics, for you guys that know now, this is the tip of the week for AGEX'S, is if you are going to buy the Element Optic, you cannot run any other scope mounts, like your basic 30mm scopes, like that's a 30mm too. So you can't run any regular 30mm scope rings. I found out that it bugged me, and it got me to the point where I was like, okay, and I could tune up or turn up the Avenger 22 to 900 feet per second, and that Element just couldn't. I was running out of top turret to be able to get that pellet to rise up in the scope, in the bullseye, or into the crosshair in the reticle. So long story short, basically I did some homework on it and came down to the point where I started watching a lot of other YouTube channels, and everybody was going to the FX No Limit rings. The reason is, with those Element Optics, is the longer scope. And with the Avengers, they don't work in regular scope mounts such as this. This is a 30mm regular scope mount. So you have to get the adjustable scope rings to be able to make that scope work. And I was sitting there legit cranking on this top turret all the way up, and I was maxed out. And I knew right off the bat that that wasn't right. Something's wrong. And it didn't matter if I was shooting at 900 feet per second or not. I could turn down the Avenger and put on a basic scope, and the thing would be tack driving. Well, when it would come down to trying to dial in the scope, it just wouldn't dial in, and I was running out of my top turret. And I started getting frustrated there for a minute, and you guys can see there that I had to crank all the way up and then max out up at the top, and I couldn't go any higher. My point of impact, if my barrel's here and the scope's here, my point of impact at 35 yards was way low. Rather, I had it at almost 1,000 feet per second. My point of impact was still low. So it came down to the point where I knew it wasn't the scope or the gun. And it came down to this element. So with the element optics, for you guys right now that are listening, you need to get adjustable rings. And what I mean by adjustable is the FX no limits, where you could tilt the scope up and down. And right now, I got them in while I was gone up north, but you need to have the adjustable ring. So you spend $400. Here's the disclaimer. I'm sorry, Elma, if you're listening, or MS is listening tonight. But I'm calling them out right now on Element. So basically, I discovered in my own eyes that you have to have the adjustable rings to run that Element, and you can't run the basic scope mounts or the basic 30mm scope rings. You have to have the adjustable rings, and it comes down to I had to spend a little bit of extra money to buy the rings and to be able to get the scope to work on this gun. And it's sad to say, so I went on eBay, and they're not sponsoring me right now that I've known or whatever. I'm not asking them to sponsor me, but they're called West Hunters, and that's the scope brand or rings that I'm running right now is the West Hunter Picatinny adjustable rings. And it's the same thing as the FX No Limit. The FX No Limit rings run about $90 right out of the factory, and basically if you guys all look it up right now, they're not even in stock. So if you got a 30mm tube, a 1-inch tube, you're not gonna find them in stock. So I went on my own end and purchased these West Hunter adjustable 30mm scope rings, and you can get them in all kinds of colors. You can get them in black, blue, white, silver, you know, buttload of different colors. And they come in this nice little carrying case. But here's the thing, you can order these, but you get this nice case. But if you have a 1-inch tube, you get the 1-inch tube adapter for it. So if you're running a 1-inch tube, you can put these in, and you can use it on your 1-inch tube scope. And you get this nice carrying case. You get both wrenches you need for the scope. Let me pull these out. These are the scope, because I'm not running on a 1-inch tube right now. But you get this nice carrying case, and I don't have the other Allen key in here, but you get a second one, and yeah, so they're $30 on eBay, over 90. Now, am I gonna say they're gonna last as long as the FX? I don't know. I've only tested it for 1 day, and I can tell you, the guys, right now, that the adjustment for that element helix to actually work on the gun is very minimal. I mean, that back scope mount or ring actually had to come up about that height for that scope to work. It's very, very minimum adjustment. And I have right now all this upwards turn it over being maxed out, and then you hear the click, and that's back down to 0. So basically, these rings, yeah, they're $30, but they're just like the FX No Limits, and they're on eBay. You type in West Hunter, they got a website, they even make scopes, they make different kind of rings. You don't have to get the adjustable rings, but they are great so far, and I'm going to be testing them out a little bit more here, but so far they're actually holding up on the gun. And that is the downfall. So you're going to spend $400 to $1,000 on an element optic, and if you buy your basic scope rings like this 30 millimeter, it's not going to work on an air gun. It doesn't matter. And now I can kind of get down to the point is I can see why FX has on their new M3s how they have the 20 MOA rail on top, so you could use the FX No Limit rings and you're still fine. Well, it comes down to, what about us guys that don't want to go out there and spend that extra money on an FX gun, and you want to buy an element scope? So it comes down to, you have to have the adjustable rings. I've tried it for many months. Ever since beginning of summer, I've tried these single mounts. I've tried the high, the medium, and the low 30 millimeter scope rings. And this scope, I could not get it figured out. I had it dialed in one day, turn around and go out the next day, and it was shooting like 5 inches higher, 5 inches low, and I just lost 0. So it comes down to, you have to have the adjustable rings on the gun or on the element helix, or just basic element scopes. You don't have to have the helix. It comes down to that, is you have to have those adjustable set rings. And it's pretty simple. On this back side, let me see if I can turn this around without this gun falling off the bog pod. It's unloaded. You guys can't see that. There's set screws here, and there's screws here. You loosen these up, and you can tilt the scope whatever direction you want to. You can lift up the front if you want to raise up the scope up from the front end, or if you gotta adjust the scope tilt downwards. And you can see here how it's hard for you guys to see, but actually my scope is like this right now, and it's kind of hard. When I'm looking at my screen right now, you guys might think it's flat, but it's actually like this, tilted down, because that's how much, and it's very minimum adjustment. My front ring is actually flush, and my back ring back here is actually tilted upwards a little bit. And that's how these element works. And you have to have them. It's sad to say, I know a lot of you are probably like, oh man, I'm gonna go out there and spend all that money on the element, or a lot of you might want to think about buying one for Christmas and stuff like that. The only other reason why I know that it wasn't scope is because here's a tip right here, guys. If you take a regular scope mount and let's say you run out of top turret, I mean max out all the way up like I was, I mean cranking all the way up like that. And that's where I was at with these basic 30 millimeter scope rings. Well, the way you could tell that it's not the scope, let me go ahead and put that back at 0. The only other way you could really tell it's not the scope, or it's not the gun, it's something to do with the scope, is to go ahead, take your scope, take it out of the mount, leave the back scope mount on. Do not put a front one on. And just put the back one on, clamp it down, screw it in, mount it, and take your shots. Now, if you see your point of impact rising, where now it's pretty much dead bolt or pretty much dead crosshairs or whatever, then you know it's your mounts. So now it comes down to the point is, okay, so these are the high rings that I have. And this was the first one that I bought with that element. Or MS sent me that element. I went out and bought these rings. These are the Vortex brand. So it comes down to, if you go ahead and you're running out of top turret, go ahead and sit there and just use the back scope ring and mount the scope and take your shots. Yeah, you're not going to be out hunting like that, but that is a key tip to see if it's actually a scope or if it's your gun. And it came down to, I did it and figured out, okay, it's not my scope, it's not that element, it is something to do with my mounts. So that's one that, like I said, I went to contact MS. They said they were out of 30 millimeter scope rings and the FX No Limit rings. So I ended up going out my own and purchasing the West Hunter adjustable rings. They do make them not only in Picatinny, they also make them in dovetail. So if you guys have a basic 11 millimeter dovetail, you can go ahead and purchase the dovetail, and they make them like that. And for 30 bucks, you get this nice case, and you can run a 1 millimeter 1 millimeter scope for 30 bucks. You can't beat it. And you know, is it gonna last as long as FX No Limits? I don't know. I mean, it's something that I guess I'm gonna have to discover and keep you guys updated. You know, so it's like, I guess time will tell. And I ended up having to do that with that element just because it was bugging me where I wasn't able to use that element until I got those adjustable rings. And it's crazy how the scope, oh my god, how the scope just turned around completely. Like how I have all this top turret now to come up all the way until I'm stopped, and then come all the way back down until you hear click. And it's just crazy. So if you guys are looking for something like that, or you want to impress your 1 millimeter tube, I would definitely look into some adjustable rings. And you know, they're 30 bucks on eBay. They got a website. They even sell them on their main website, but I ordered mine off of eBay, and they came pretty quick actually, and you get the nice case. So really, if you're not going to use them that much, you can take them off, put them in that nice case, And but for my point is I want to use this element. So it's like that's what I had to go to, and element optics don't tell you that. That's the sad thing. So, keep your guys open right now. Listen, write down all the info I just said, because if you guys get an element and you run basic scope mounts, you're gonna have problems, because I did right off the get go, and I thought something was wrong with the scope, and I had my 22 Avenger turned up to 1990, and that scope still didn't even work because I couldn't get the point of impact to line up with the crosshairs on the scope. All right, we're gonna go over some comments now. Yeah, I heard about that, Brandon. No, adjustable rings. I just went to them just because I found them on eBay and they actually work really good. Yeah, exactly. The FX guns, I mean, they are kind of high priced. Like I said, the M3 does come with the 20 MOA rail already built on, so I mean, if you're really gonna spend that much money, you might as well just buy an element, and then buy the rings, and just go full out. But for us guys that don't want to spend all that money, but you want to have a good quality scope, that's what it comes down to with the elements is you have to have those adjustable rings. So I mean, I kind of figured it was going to be something like that. And I knew it right off the get-go. I don't know if I'm the only one that caught it right off of it, but I don't see many other people running element optics on guns lower than FX. And I kind of wish I would announce that when I first got that element, but I didn't know fully what it all was part of and what you had to have and what, this and that. And now it's like the more I've have it now, it's like, okay, now I'm starting to see what the scope's really about. I mean, it's a good scope for the money. I mean, but if you gotta think about, okay, if I'm gonna spend that 400 plus on this element scope, what do I want to put it on? And now I gotta go out and buy the special mounts for it. And unless you have a FX gun that's rated for the scope, but for us that have Avengers lower end guns, you have to have those adjustable scope rings on top. I'm gonna step outside, guys, just for a second here. forgot it's Halloween. Peacock. Now I had to go shut a light off and turn off a few things out there. Boy, I'm about ready to close up this door because man, it's getting cold out. I'm gonna end up taking this off now. Move this. Got so much. That over there. Definitely falls in the air now. There we go. Now we're gonna be warm. No, Tim, I mean, you can run it. You could definitely run it on a lower gun. But like I said, you'd have to get those mounts, and really, for $30, and you get the 1-inch tube and a 30mm scope rings. So you could either run it on your 30mm or a 1-inch tube scope, and you can have that adjustment. So really, I mean, for $30, it's really not that bad. Over spending $90 to $100 plus shipping, and eBay, it was $30 and free shipping. So it was like $31, $32 out the door with no shipping or free shipping. So really, it wasn't that bad. For example, like this scope right here. What the? For example, like so you got the center point spectrum here, first focal plane. So if I wanted to run that no limit rings, I could use it on this scope because this is a 1-inch tube, as long as I use those little pieces. Then I can run it on this scope, and I could tilt it up and downwards, and it's kind of cool actually. I kind of do miss actually using the scope, to be honest, guys. Like, oh gosh. How's the Avenger doing with the slugs? I mean, are you talking about Godzilla or the 22? Because I try to stick with Godzilla as slugs, and the 22 Avenger shoots pellets. Yeah, the 25 is amazingly shooting them, still consistent. Never had an issue running a Pinty scope on it, and that's actually shooting really well right now. And I was surprised because I never thought, to be honest, I never really thought that the 25 Avenger would shoot slugs really good. I'm not going to give out the full tip yet on how I know for a fact that how I got mine to shoot slugs good. I have never gave it away yet, and I don't plan on it just yet because it'll be kind of disclaimer. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, my Godzilla shoots slugs really good. But yeah, I'm not giving away the disclaimer yet on how I got slugs to shoot really good out of that thing. Oh. Got some traps out, so guys be prepared for some of that. I know this is the air gun channel, but oh, I got some things out. I don't know if I really want to get into that tonight, but I guess we'll see. Maybe this stuff's still bright or not. Oh my god, that stinks. Son of a gun. So, actually, for you trappers, I know probably not too many of you guys watch this channel, but dang, that stuff stinks. Kind of do a little bit of both on the channel, or I guess, God. For you guys don't know, yeah, that's what I'm about. You know what? It's about the outdoors. That's everything I'm about. Like, there's Hellfire from Dunlap. Smells like complete skunk. So you guys are gonna start seeing some trapping videos come back up on the channel because our trapping season has officially started up here, but I just haven't really had much time to actually trap full yet, and the weather's been kind of crappy here. But Trapper Jay's, he's actually live right now with a trap company, but Trapper Jay's Outdoors, he makes some good lure, and I ended up buying this, but yeah, that smells like complete skunk estrus and beaver and whew. So yeah, I got some more things coming from that. So yeah, there's gonna be some good trapping coming. So you guys will just have to stay tuned. I mean, I normally deer hunt, but just haven't found the time yet to actually legit deer hunt. Like, it's sad to say, guys, like, I don't really archery hunt. I have a crossbow, but it's like, I just don't archery hunt. I don't know why, but I used to, but not anymore. Oh, I thought I said 8 people. I was like, holy crap. I was about ready to go nuts there for a minute. Alright, for some of you that I know this for a fact that some of you, I forgot who it was, but someone on one of my live streams said, why don't you show off all your pellets that you have? And I'm like, pellets and slugs, so I don't know if I'm gonna get into all that stuff, but I guess why not tonight. Let me put this back on 25. Alright, so Tim, this is a disclaimer. So we'll go over magazines first, I guess. I don't have them all over here, but we have 22 Marauder, 25 Marauder. You guys all know what those are. Kroll, NPO3 12 shot. Another 22 Avenger / Origin, whatever you want to call the thing. Alright, so getting to the pellets, Tim, I know this is going to be a disclaimer to you. Here's another Kroll NPO3 mag. So for, I don't know why I have a tape measure in there. Must have been measuring something. I don't know. So for 22 as of right now, for pellets, dang, looks like I'm kind of running low. Gonna have to work on that. 25 fours, 22 cal. These are the big boys. Killed many squirrels with these already. Basically, they're massive for a 22. Have them. FX 1589. No, ain't showing them just yet. H&N Barracuda 18s, or 1813 grain. FX Hybrids 22 cal. FX Hybrids 25. Tim, I know you're going nuts right now. Dang. H&N 34 grain 25 cal. More FX Hybrids. Yeah, these are not all of them. Yeah, so these are not all of them. These are just the basic ones right now that I have, but I don't know. I guess we'll go over full out detail of all the pellets I guess I have. I don't know if you guys really want to see that. I don't know. I got so much. It's ridiculous. Got it. This magazine's been driving me nuts. It's the Marauder 22 mag, and the suckers. God, ever since I opened up that bag. JSB, yeah. It's hard right now. To even find what you can. I mean, the FX JSBs are the same. So really, I mean, your FX, it's the same. So, I've never really found much of a difference between the FX over the JSB. Like, they both shoot the same. But I might be running some different tunes than you guys are running, so that might be a different there. Like, there's some probably trick-or-treaters coming up our road, and our lights are not on because I'm not passing out candy. Because I would dress up as an air gun hunter, and they would scare their pants out of them. God, it smells like complete crap over here tonight. What the heck's wrong with this? Dang, 4 people. I don't think I'm gonna stay on much longer, guys, because I want to get a good night's sleep tonight, and I still gotta clean that squirrel over there. And do a couple other things. Go scare some people tonight. Tim, are you passing out candy tonight? Or is your wife? How many? Okay, here we go. How many people are actually passing out candy tonight? Like in your areas? Like anybody? Or is everybody like, screw it? It's Halloween, like no one even goes out anymore. Yeah, this is fucked. I'll figure that out tomorrow. Nope, we ate it all. That's how I kind of felt. Like, you see any floodlights on? What the heck? Another $1 in my pocket? My God. Every $1 per pellet pack. Like, is there any, like, floodlights on or any lights on near your area? They're passing out candy. Lions edition. Gross. They're terrible. Oh. So, I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna get off here. I know, no, that wasn't really planned tonight, but I haven't really ate dinner tonight, so it's like, I'm ready to go in and eat and relax, so I don't know. I guess we'll see what tomorrow brings, and so anyways, guys, I know it's been over 2 weeks since I've uploaded a video, and I'm trying right now to get like a squirrel hunting video going, and it's like, ugh, I just every time I take the side shot or take anything like that in general out there, it it just doesn't work out. And like tonight, I took the 22, and couldn't get it on side shot. So I don't know. But anyways, guys, that's it. We're out of here. And like I said, we're gonna go ahead and continue to work hard here for the channel and stuff like that. So you guys take care, and we'll see you guys next week.